Good morning. Welcome to practice. We're going to begin seated, whatever is comfortable for your legs. We're making some little circles with the wrist. Really trying to feel the movement in the hands. And the other direction. Noticing if the hands feel a little bit stiff, especially because it's cold. Good. And then we'll interlock the fingers and making a figure 8. And the other direction. Good. And then we're going to bring the arms out from the shoulders and turn the one shoulder down. So if I'm turning the right shoulder down, I'm turning the right hand up to the ceiling. And then I'm going to let that spiraling movement across the shoulders and the collarbone from one side to the other. So alternating which shoulder comes forward, which arm. And as you do that, start to relax those places in the body that immediately become tense with the muscular action. So that the action is happening with a sense of ease and grace. And you might find the breath that wonderful feeling of finding and connecting to your own breathing. Even as we might struggle with the action of the body. Good. And then just rest your hands for a moment. So we're going to be taking the torso from side to side. So whatever's comfortable for your legs, I'm going to swap into a cross-legged position and sit onto my blanket. A little more ease. Finding the breath. Feeling of doing that. And we're just going to start to wave the rib cage from side. If you think about your ribs that poke out the most to the side, and try and take them level to the floor from side to side. We're going to make it a little bit stronger by really leaning over. You can use your arm to support. Take your other arm over here. And we're following the wave-like movement. Feeling the wave-like movement of the body. The ribs, the spaces between the ribs. The space from the rib cage to pelvis. The shoulders and arms and hands. Finding your ease and grace. Supported by the connection to the breath. Good. And then coming back center. Nice one. We're going to put the feet out in front now. And hold your knees so you can lean back a little bit and make some wave movements with your spine, front to back. Nice work. Lift your heels up off the floor and lift your lower back so you feel comfortable in your lower back. Squeeze your belly. Good. And then we're going to make circles with the whole spine around the pelvis, or taking the whole torso around the pelvis. But we're holding an E by using the muscle of the core body. The heels are just off the floor. And the other direction. And staying connected. Nice work. Take the legs out a little bit wider and rest back onto your hands. And let the legs windscreen wiper from side to side. Follow the flow of your breath. And notice where the hips feel a little tight with this movement. Good. Walk the feet around to your right side and make a peace sign with your leg. So you've got 90 degrees on both knees. And we're going to walk the hands gently around to the left side. So the hands are supporting, and you're going to try and lengthen your waist and your torso, and turning gently to the left. And even though we might have some tightness in the middle of the body, the core, the hips, connecting to the breath, the ease of the breath. Let that quality be in the body, alongside any struggle. Good. And then releasing that side, and walk your feet around to the left and making a peace sign with your leg. Hindu peace sign. The knees are 90 degrees. And we're going to use our hands to support, turning the torso, turning to the right, connecting to the breath. Noticing any struggle in the hip, core of the body. Letting that sit peacefully with the breath. And then release. And we're going to lay down. Take your feet off the floor and hold your knee. So that your knees are sort of over the line of your hip. It's rocking a little bit from side to side. And let yourself rock to the center. Connected to your breath, press your lower back into the floor. Now, when we do that, we're going to start to tense up the shoulders, face throat. So let the action, the struggle of the action be in your body. Feeling the power of that movement, but also let an ease into the rest of the body. Good. Take the arms up from the shoulders, palms facing, and we're really pressing the back into the floor. Take your left leg out to straight, just a little way above the floor, and your right arm overhead. Good, and then back to center. And then your right leg out to straight, and your left arm overhead. And back to center. Explore this movement, the struggle of the movement, but also that feeling of ease and grace in your body. Staying connected to your breath. Pressing your lower back. And then release and hug your knees into your chest, rocking a little side to side. Now, think about your energy today. I'm going to roll up to sitting. You might want to go to your side and come up to sitting. If you're rolling up, you might be just using your ankles. And then we're carefully going to roll back down. So take your time and just try to slowly roll each bone down. You might find you collapse a little bit. Good, and we're back on the floor. And then we're going to come up again. So you can roll up or you can turn to your side to come up. And then we're going to roll down. You can get a bone by bone feeling of rolling down. Good, knees into your chest. And again. And then rolling to your side to come up or rolling on up. Good, and rolling. Bone by bone. Good, let's take the arms overhead, give them a big stretch. Take the legs out to the sides of the mat again. And we're going to windscreen wiper the legs again. Make it nice and slow. Feel connected to your breath. And see how far the legs can really rest the side. Noticing what places in the body feel awkward with this movement. And where you feel grace and ease. Connected to your breath. Connected to your body, mind, body, breath. Good, and then back to center. We're going to roll up and come into an all fours position. Fingers out wide and press your fingerprint, base of the index finger. Good. We'll make little circles around the wrist with the shoulders. Feeling the flow of your breath. And then the other direction. Good. And then come back to center, tuck your toes under. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. Your feet are about hip width. And we're going to lift the heels high, bend the knees, let the head just hang down. So the spine feels long, the neck feels long. Pressing the heels, lifting the knees, lifting the sit bones, feeling the flow of breath. Good, and we're going to take little tiny steps towards the hands. So if it's easier for your movement to keep your feet towards the back of the mat, take lots of little steps at the back. If you're able to walk your feet forward, then keep walking forward. When you get as far forward as you can, you're going to walk back. Try to get the heels to press down towards the floor. Allow the back of the neck to stay really relaxed here. Forward again. And again, we're exploring that duality of ease and awkwardness. And staying connected to the breath. Good. And last one, we're going to walk the feet far enough forward so you can roll up and stand up. Into your mountain pose at the front of your mat. Now, if you like to have a seat of a chair handy for your balance, or just to make it easier to put your hands on something to step back, then grab that. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Reach the arms up, look up. Feel the sides of the body lengthen. Feel the expanse of the breath. Uttanasana. Standing forward bend. Keep the belly long, the chest long, look forward. Again, feel the expanse of the breath. Keep reaching the torso forward so you start to feel that stretch in the back of the leg. And you can try and straighten your legs a little bit more and feel that stretch more. Really enjoying staying connected to your breath. Good, and then we're going to roll. Arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Looking up. And Tadasana. Staying really present with the breath and the flow and the ease. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, Uttanasana. Try to maximize the length of the belly and the chest as you do. Reaching the top of the head forward. Playing around with where your legs feel tight in this stretch. You might straighten one and then the other. Good, and then bend your knees and inhale and rolling. Thumbs up. And Tadasana. Nice work. So we're going to put our hands on the floor next, and that's where you might want to put them on the seat of a chair. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, Uttanasana. Finding that length and space for the torso. Beautiful. Hands onto the floor. Step your left foot back for Trikonasana. So we're going to line up the center of the left foot in an arch with the heel of the right foot. Straighten your legs and keep your right hand down on your right leg somewhere. And roll torso back. Left hip back, left rib back, and looking up at the ceiling. Up. Good. And then we're going to bring that arm back to the front of the mat and step forward. Uttanasana. Keeping neck nice and relaxed. Keeping connected to your breath, rolling up. Inhale, arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. And Tadasana. Inhale, arms. And as you exhale, Uttanasana. Good. We're going to take a big step back with the right foot for Trikonasana. Aligning up your center of the right foot in the arch with the left heel. Straighten your leg. Have your left hand onto your left leg and roll the torso up. Right hip rolls up. Right ribs roll up. And right arm reaches up. And finding the flow of the breath. We bring the right arm back to the front of the mat. And we're going to step forward. Uttanasana. Bend your knees. Inhale, rolling up. Urdhva Hastasana. And Tadasana. Inhale. Feel the ease and grace of your body. Uttanasana. Notice the struggle. Left foot back, a bigger distance this time for warrior two. Lift up into warrior two so the right leg stays bent. We're reaching back with the left side of the body, looking over the right. Feel the lift of the core of the body. Feel the flow of the breath. Beautiful. Windmill your left arm back to the front of the mat. Cool. And stepping forward, Uttanasana. Rolling up, Urdhva Hastasana. And Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Big step back with the right foot for your warrior two posture. Left knee stays bent. Lift your torso, arms out from the shoulders. The hips may drop, but we lift the core of the body. Feel internal muscular. Feel connected to the ease and grace in your body. The rhythm of the breath. The struggle. Good. Windmill the right arm back to the front of the mat so that you can step forward, Uttanasana. Rolling up, Urdhva Hastasana. Really reaching, and Tadasana. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. We're going to stay facing forward. This time, left foot back so you can get your heel on the floor and your legs towards straight. Good. Might be up on your fingertips, trying to maximize the length in the belly and the chest and looking forward. Bend your front knee as much as you need to lengthen the belly forward. And then work on straightening. Connected to the flow of breath. To the coexisting awkwardness and ease. Nice work. Step forward, Uttanasana. Rolling up, Urdhva Hastasana. And Tadasana. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Feel that length in the ribs, chest, spacious for the breath. Good. Step the right foot back. We're facing forward and we're trying to press the back heel down onto the floor. The legs are going to feel tight here, especially the front leg, but try to maximize the distance from the hips to the rib, the breastbone reaching forward. Good. Bend your front leg as much as you need to to really lengthen it. And as you feel thoroughly, excuse me, connected to the breath, try to straighten the front. Balancing struggle and ease, following the flow of the breath. Good work. And then stepping forward, rolling up, Urdhva, feeling energetic right to the tips of the fingers. Tadasana, feeling the connection of the soles of the feet. Good. Inhale, arms up. Uttanasana, really feeling the length of the spine, the ease of the shoulders. We'll take the left foot back to that same position. Press the heel down to the floor. So the legs are straight for a moment as you lift the breastbone, look forward. We're going to bend the front knee a little bit and lift right up onto your left tiptoe so you feel like you're balanced over your right foot. Now, if you have your balance, you can try taking your hands up off the floor. Take them straight up, your arms beside your torso, palms up to the ceiling, and look forward. If you're really balanced here, you can try taking your left foot up off. Good, hands back down. Stepping forward into your Uttanasana, rolling up, Urdhva Hastasana, and Tadasana. Connected to the flow of the breath. Notice if the challenge becomes more difficult, do we create tension where it's unnecessary? Shoulders, neck, face. Second side. Inhale, arms up. And Uttanasana. Really connecting to the length of your spine, the capacity of the breath. Good. And then right foot back, press the heel down. Okay, we're going to bring the weight forward over the front leg. So bend that leg a little bit and you're right up onto your right tiptoe. Hands are onto the floor. And we're lifting the belly and lifting the breastbone and looking forward. So you're only going to do this if you feel like you can. Otherwise, you keep your hands on the floor. And that is to really take the weight in the front leg and lift the arms up by your torso, palms up, lift the breastbone, look forward. If you feel like you truly have your balance, you can try taking the right leg up behind you. Good, hands back down. Step the right leg forward, Uttanasana. Bend the knees and inhale and rolling up. Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. Nice work. We're going to be kneeling, facing the long edge of the mat and kneeling up. Have your knees about hip width so your legs are parallel. Lift the belly, lift the breastbone. I'm going to take the right arm up by the right ear and sort of backstroke to get your right hand on your right thigh. Good. And then we're going to do the other. Feel a lovely lift in the front of the thighs, the belly, so that you're not compressing your lower back. You feel that there's a strong foundation in your leg. supporting a graceful curve. We're going side by side, sorry, one side and then the other side. Present to the flow. Balance of struggle and ease. Mm. Good. And releasing your spine back to a comfortable balance. Right leg is going to go out to the side. We'll try and press the toes down towards the floor. So your heel is in a line with your knee. Good. And we'll gently slide the right arm down that right leg. Left hand on your left hip and try to keep the left hip rolling back, the left rib rolling back. Feel an opening of the front body, the heart towards the sky. Up. Good. Pick your right arm up off your leg and take it by your right ear. There's a little more weight now. Breathing deeply. And if it feels okay, take your left arm out by you. Good. And then in. And come up. Nice. You might have felt that nice, powerful trunk of the body. Of the tree trunk. All right. And we'll do the left leg out. The left leg's straight and the heel's lining up with your right knee. Good. We're going to take the left hand down onto the left leg and start to slide along that direction. Take your right hand onto your right hip and roll the right hip back. Feel the front of the torso, the chest, the heart, opening up to this beautiful morning, looking up at the sky. Good. And then, if it feels okay, take your left arm by your left ear. So there's a little more weight now. So feel that immense power in the trunk of the body, creating ease alongside struggle. Connect to the flow of your breath. Bring the right arm by your right ear if that feels okay. Still opening the heart to the sky. And then coming up. And then releasing. We're going to lay down now. Take your arms overhead. Even walk your shoulder blades back and back and back away from the hips so that we're really lengthening the middle back. Taking some deep breaths into that part of the body. Pressing your lower back into the floor. Feeling the belly hollow. Great. Take your left heel onto your right knee. And we're going to take the legs towards the floor on the right side. Maybe they even rest down onto the floor. Just try and keep both shoulder blades down on the floor. Really reaching through the arms, especially the left arm. Relaxing your neck. Aware of your core strength as you lift your legs back up. And then release. So feet are hip width. And wriggle again your shoulder blades back away from the pelvis. Get as much length into your middle back as you can. Good, but relax the shoulders and the neck as you reach the arm. Okay, right heel on the left knee, and the legs are going to go towards the floor on the left, and maybe they even lay down on the floor. Try to keep both shoulder blades on the floor. Really reaching through the right arm. Connecting to the breath. Aware of your core movement, the inherent power there to bring the legs back up. Good, and release your arms. So just put your arms out at shoulder height, tuck your shoulder blades under, right? And walk your pelvis away from your middle back. So we have all these little movements where we can find a little bit more length of the spine. And then you might feel like your lower back is pressing the floor naturally. Good, really exaggerate it. Your feet are hip width parallel. And then do the opposite movement where you just arch your lower back away from the floor. So the belly feels spacious. Feel the whole body imbued with the breath. Lower back presses again. So it's a little harder to draw an in breath. Notice what that feels like. Good, lifting your lower back. Easier to breathe in now. Good, and then find a shape for your back that is comfortable in both the inhalation and the exhalation. Walk the feet together, knees together. Let's take the knees towards the floor on the left side. They might lie there. We'll keep the right shoulder blade down and we'll look over the right arm. Relaxing your shoulders and your neck. Aware of that flow of breath. Connection of understanding the sensation of your body. Tuning into the core strength as you lift your leg. We'll bring the inside edges of the feet again together, and we'll take the knees to the right side this time. We'll keep the left shoulder blade down, looking over the left shoulder. You take the posture as you need it. You can stretch a little more or be quite passive. But aware of the body, aware of the breath. Strong core. Coming back up to center. Hug your knees into your chest and rocking a little bit from side to side. Good. Take the legs, cross them at the ankles, and bring your feet in as close as you can to the sit bones. Just let your knees move down towards the floor. So we're stretching the front of the hip flexors a little. Taking a couple of deep breaths. Good. And then releasing that side. Pick up your feet so you can cross your feet at the ankles the other way. Feet down onto the floor. and knees towards. Unravel your legs, and by all means stay in your own shavasana. Or if, like me, you need to finish your practice, feel all the little movements of rolling to your side and coming up to sitting. Aware of your breath and what that brings to one. Namaste.